time zone, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube series Postgame Palooza, a deep dive series where I play through many post-game storylines in the beloved Pokemon series, region by region, and rank them. If you do not know me, my name is TheBulbaBoy. I'm a queer, neurodivergent content creator, and I stream 3 times a week on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheBulbaBoy, where I play various indie and Nintendo games. I also upload my VODs to an archive here on YouTube. Last time, you saw me goofing around in the wonderful world of the Sevi Islands as our foray in Kanto's best post-game content. We made friends, we made enemies, we bared our souls and showed our truths. Braille was learned, jokes were made. What's a word that starts with the letter J? Jerk. Can you use it in a sentence? Jerking off that dilf. And all in all, it was a grand old time. What's next in store, you may ask? For the next region, Johto, I had a few options to consider with which game I would be playing. Pokemon Crystal didn't seem like the best choice of content for you all when the best Pokemon remake of all time stood in the doorway with a smoking gun and a wink in its eye. It is true that whatever Crystal did, Heart Gold SoulSilver did it better by 1,000. Pokemon Heart Gold and SoulSilver holds true to the original and then some, with added content such as the Pokeathlon, cameo appearances from NPCs of other games, a Celebi event where we rumble with Kanto's #1 bad boy Giovanni during his midlife crisis, and more. When it came to picking which game I'd play for you, SoulSilver holds the gold medal. SoulSilver was one of my favorite games to play as a kid. While Crystal was, in fact, the first video game I ever played, and one I've played many times throughout my life, SoulSilver I had only played once in high school. I used to play this game while waiting to be picked up from school. This was in fact part of the fabled story in which I caught an Entei at full health with a Dusk Ball in the middle of the day. Yeah, well I no longer have that exact cartridge to prove it, I hold that memory for a lifetime. Let's go meet the team, shall we? Much like the last game, I wanted to use a team of Pokemon I never really used before. In my first ever playthrough of Crystal at age 5, I chose a Totodile. Other playthroughs, I often chose Cyndaquil, who, for a fun fact, is my second favorite starter. Bet you can't guess who my favorite is. I likely had attempted runs with Chikorita before, but never got far due to the uphill challenge with the first 2 gyms. The lapse in my memory wins this one. And due to the fact that I played a ton of Crystal as a kid, oddly enough, the Mareep line was one I never used due to its weird unavailability in that game. Oh hey, did you know that also this PNG tuber has feet? Another oddity about the game set in Johto region is the fact that many of the new Pokemon are just plain hard to obtain. It's almost like Game Freak didn't want us to use Skarmory, Larvitar, Sneasel, Corsola, and many others. Many Pokemon you could only obtain way late game, or had to use other methods like breeding, headbutting trees, or using weird trade items. This is where using SoulSilver had some perks. In the Violet City Pokécenter is a man named Primo, the grandson of the Teachy TV man from Kanto. If you answer his questions in the right order with the right words, he'll gift you some special eggs that can grant the player a Mareep, a Wooper, and a Slugma. Slugma! I love Slugma! This was perfect. Last time, my team was named after different kinds of pasta shapes. While hunger still ravaged, I decided to name this entire team after different fruits. Yep, that's me, Fruity! And of course, question mark is now going by the name of Tom Ado, an homage to the classic Ash Ketchum bit in Showdown at Dark City.
I'm, Ketchup.
Ketchup?
No, my name is really Tom Ado.
Knowledge is knowing tomatoes are a fruit. Wisdom is knowing they don't belong in a fruit salad. Anyway, here's the team. Fun fact, each of my little fruity babies weren't obtained on a route. Each one met in special locations. My starter, Pear, the Chikorita, which anyone with eyes can tell why I named her Pear. I met in Elm's lab, of course. Jackfruit, a bright yellow and spiky textured fruit, the Mareep, and Pomegranate, a red oozing fruit with a hard outside, the Slugma, were both obtained through the aforementioned Primo's magic eggs. Dragonfruit, the aptly named Dratini, was an hour-long grind at the Goldenrod Game Corner. Honeysuckle, a flower that often sprouts a bell-shaped blueberry, the Chinchou was caught fishing in New Barktown. And Goji, a sweet nightshade berry that often comes in a black varietal, the Murkrow, was caught in the Safari Zone. And that's my lovely little fruit basket of a team. Before we get started, all post-game content is streamed on my Twitch channel and edited later for you folks here watching this YouTube video. If you ever want to catch the action early on, give a follow, and then you'll no longer be at the mercy of inconsistent video editing and ADHD time blindness. Enough showboating, let the games begin. We start the adventure in Goldenrod City. After much bumbling around to remember the plot, my team's items and abilities and such,
Where am I? I don't even know where I left off, honestly.
Professor Elm roasts us to oblivion and we head to Olivine City to catch a cruise. But first, let me take a selfie. On the SS Aqua, we meet Lostel 2.0's grandpa frantically searching the ship.
Whoa, excuse me, I was in a hurry. My granddaughter is missing. She's just a wee girl. If you see her, please let me know. Her name is Lostel.
They kept scaring.
I battle around the boat, meet some eligible bachelors.
Ooh, you got a bottle of wine. Are you alone? Then let's battle. Ooh, I just got here. Okay, hiker no land.
Ask some hard-hitting questions.
Hey, Mr. Sailor Man. You ever think about death?
And spill some secrets.
Losing to you has woken me up. I will mend my ways and work hard. Can you keep it a secret that I was taking a nap here? Please don't tell the captain. Hey, Captain!
We easily find Lostel 2.0 pestering the ship captain and get invited to play hide-and-seek with the little scamp and return her to her grandpa.
Hello, not Lostel. This little girl keeps asking me to play with her. Ouch! Don't stretch my ear. Captain, play with me, please. I'm bored. I'm gonna play more. Wow, are you gonna play with me? Let's play hide and seek. I'll hide so you close your eyes. Okay. Trash can. Thank you for playing with her. You may think being a captain is somewhat an easy job, but it's actually quite demanding. That little trash can has gone out of the room. She can't get off the ship, so she must be hiding somewhere around here. Oh, there she is. Okay. Trash can. Oh, you found me! I better go back to my grandpa. Alright, bye, Lostel. Grandpa, here I am. I was playing hide and seek with this guy. Fruity, was it? You entertained my granddaughter. I want to thank you for that. Take this.
Yeah.
The SS Aqua lands in Vermilion, and the real adventure begins.
Yeah, away we go. Whoa!
Bye.
That was close. I thought I could corner fight ambushing it here. Running on water is beyond me. Still, I'm starting to see a pattern. Suicune prefers water. That means... Sorry, Fruity, I've got to go. So this is kind of like Memory Loss Monday for me, because I don't remember much of this.
We head to the Vermilion Gym.
Strawberry! That's really cute. His name is Strawberry.
And struggle through trainer battles with my severely underleveled team.
Oh, these guys are much higher than me. I got a lot of work to do. I'll zap you like I do all my enemies in battle.
This means good things for the battle against Lieutenant Surge, right? Right?
Get out of here, military-industrial complex.
Lieutenant Surge strategically bamboozles me by constantly buffing with Double Team to avoid most of my attacks and using Light Screen to keep my moves from doing much damage. He also dastardly uses Self-Destruct to wear my team thin. A grueling 30-minute battle ensues. But with much healing and mental resolve, the military-industrial complex is defeated, and I get the joy of experiencing the outside world for the first time in ages. Anyway, I enjoy a gentle walk to Saffron City. I see some
Don't
sights.
call me Uncle Psychic. Mr. Psychic's ass.
Who's your favorite uncle?
Uncle Psychic. That made me be like, don't call me the Charmander boy. The TheBulbaBoy stream.
Get the scared out of me.
Oh, it's a real bayonet.
And meet some oddball locals. After some strolling around the city, I decide to yet again have another torturous underleveled boss fight.
Who wants to see me struggle against Sabrina?
I, of course, have a decent time against the regular NPCs.
Medium Rebecca. What about small Rebecca? Okay, I guess keeping Pomegranate in first was a great idea. I mean, like, you know, Bronzor is dual type, but I feel better using a big old Fire Blast. You can tell him, it's not dual type? I'm gonna do a backflip into the sun. I don't know a lot about Gen 4 Pokemon, okay? I'm a fake fan. I only played these games because I like the little guys. The fighting dojo next door was once the city's gym. Back in my day, Psychic Jared, you used to be able to get a really cool Pokemon there, like a Hitmonlee or a Hitmonchan.
I feel some emotions over Strawberry, my cutting Paris, who didn't get as much love as deserved, and spent my entire playthrough in a
I
box.
treat all my babies special. Strawberry in box. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Strawberry. You know what, Strawberry? You're important just the way you are. You're beautiful, and that's why I keep you there. I don't want you to change. I'm starting to tear up thinking about it. Yeah, I'm tearing up. Medium Darcy. Large Darcy.
We quickly get to Sabrina and hold a prediction on whether or not this battle will last as long as Lieutenant Surge's battle.
Let's predict. Ooh. Look into my crystal balls and get bald. Welcome to the stream. I am having a ball today.
I steel myself for a long torture session at the hands of the psychic goth girl of Saffron City.
Let's go. If she doesn't enjoy violin, why the fuck did she become a jillier? Right? Hold on. Nana. Ariel Eats always goes first, right? Nope. Ariel Eats always hits. I knew that too. Oh god, it's gonna kill me. Whoa! Nice. What will happen after this? I already know. Yeah, you think you're gonna kick my ass with a Mr. Mime. Was the future I saw wrong? She's gonna pull. Yep. I knew she was gonna pull Restore the minute that happened.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna.
I prepared for a sweaty 30-minute long encounter only for it to last 4 minutes. Hashtag Goji the Goated.
I get it. Rudy got money.
I heal up the team and spend the last 20 minutes of stream heading to Lavender Town to see what's up with the radio tower, fighting bikers,
Biker Dwayne. He's a horrible white guy with dreads.
and laying down some theories on dialogue.
Magnets, how do they work?
I don't remember when that came out. 2009. When did her Gold SoulSilver come out? Also 2000. It's a conspiracy. Non-zero chance it was a reference, yeah.
The following week comes along and we're back to attempting to save the magnet train and restore power to Kanto. In the process of heading to the power plant, I head north through the cave hoping it's a quick shortcut.
Every time I go through this cave, I always just hug the wall because that's what Ronald McDonald taught me.
I follow what I call the Ronald McDonald method, a tried and true method of finding one's way out of a maze that I learned from the old Klasky Supo Ronald McDonald cartoons.
My uncle has one of those big hedge mazes, and there's a trick to getting out.
Let me guess. Hedge clippers?
You just start walking with your left hand touching the wall to your left.
What does that do?
Well, you might have to walk through the whole maze, but if you don't ever lift your hand from the wall, eventually you'll find your way out.
But after much bumbling around and obstinately refusing to use Flash, I leave the tunnel from where I started.
Okay, Ronald McDonald method did not work. We will go the other way.
I wasted everyone's time. I'm sorry I failed you, Ronald. I head to Cerulean City in hopes to tackle the trip in a different direction. While wandering about, I meet the sweetest little old couple.
My husband lives happily with Pokemon he got through trades. I live happily having such a great husband.
Aww, I'm so happy. Zuba Zuba.
Garu Garu.
What?
Not too much action in Cerulean City at the moment, but when in Rome, I prepare for another half-hour-long battle against Misty. Or so I think?
Well, here we are in the wet gym. We're gonna do wet things in the wet gym. Or not. She's not here. Alright, we're not gonna do wet things in the wet gym. We're going to leave. Oh, I think she's kissing her boyfriend on the cape. Wish I was kissing my boyfriend on the cape.
Are you looking for me?
The cape in the north is a good place for dates. Girls like it. Just between you and me, Misty, the gym leader, is sometimes there at the cape. Guess I don't stand a chance. Yeah, let's go do that. I care more about getting a badge from a hot redhead than restoring power back to Kanto.
I waste more time trying to get a hidden item on the cape.
Yeah? My dowsing machine is responding.
Cool. I'll think about that next time. Okay, it's literally right there. Oh, I can't surf here. Okay, never mind.
Before I move on to fighting
Silence, mother.
the Nugget Trainers.
Just keep on going, thank you. No need to spoil this chemistry.
Can you leave us alone? I'm building chemistry between us. It's finally working. Found it. Beat the 6 of us trainers to win a fabulous prize. We used to stand on the bridge, but now that's just for horny teenagers. I'm gonna crush your oddish. Whew, good stuff. I'm second. Now it's serious. Last Ellen. Let's go. Another normal type. Totally not a fairy. How can I lose? I know, girl. You just did. Here's number 3. I won't be easy. Oh my god. I'm bad at video games. Yeah, because the first thing Shrapnel said was, I'm here to watch you play video games. I don't think I'm playing this video game. This video game's playing me. And you weren't stomped flat. We equally stomped each other. Let's see how far I can go without healing. Yep. It was gonna happen. I didn't think. In fact, I don't normally think. Okay, dragons. No! See, when I was playing through this game naturally, like before, it was like this. It was just me constantly painting my Pokemon, and it was not good. I'm surprised I have friendship ratings with any of them. Okay, Mother. I understand, Mother. I'm last in line, but I tell you, I'm tough.
5 minutes later.
Fighting the Nugget trainers goes well for the most part, until the last battle where the additional trainer unexpectedly knocks out Dragon Fruit, who I'm trying to keep alive so I can work to evolve it.
Fuck this guy.
I speak to the final trainer to receive my sweet golden prize, only to be met with another battle that tests me.
I'm not ready, Kevin. Half my team is dying, Kevin.
He nearly beats my ass, but I win by the skin of Honeysuckle's teeth. Does Honeysuckle even have teeth?
Oh my god, shut up, Mother. Once I get the train up and running, I'm gonna take the train back to Kanto, or back to Johto.
And I'm gonna tell my mother to shut up.
Caca pee pee poo poo.
We crawl to the Cape after a long string of battles, only to find that Misty wasn't here on the Cape at all.
Where's Misty? I guess Misty's not over here.
Guess we really aren't getting wet today. With that disappointing and grueling adventure behind me, I head east to finish my objective of saving the power plant. Along the way, I make a prediction for the rest of the playthrough.
I hope this isn't gonna be like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, where I just bullshit through these only to get absolutely destroyed by the challenge at the end.
Not gonna spoil you on that one, pal. Anyway, we get to the power plant. Of course, the cops are there and doing absolutely nothing of worth to help.
This isn't the right music. The thief broke into the power plant. What is the world coming to? Looks like you're not doing anything. You're just standing there.
Well, here we learn of a thief who broke the generator. It's up to us to do the work our tax dollars are paying for.
Oh. I just got word from Cerulean. It appears that a shady character has been loitering around. I ask for your cooperation. The shady character was hanging around the Cerulean Gym. It was just there.
With the limited intel, we head to the Cerulean Gym and run into the thief.
Oops. I so sorry. You not hurt, okay? I very busy. No time for talking with you. Not good for me if seen by somebody. Oh no, you seen me already. I make big mistake. Hey you, forget you see me, okay? You seen, heard, no nothing, okay? Bye. Bye bye a go-go.
Okay.
He runs off to the horny teenagers on the bridge and hides between them. Here we learn that he's a foreign man hired by Team Rocket as his only means of survival in Kanto. And here we also learn that his dialogue was created through the process of placing English words in the Japanese grammar patterns.
In the original, he was speaking with a more obvious Russian accent. Okay. They changed it to be more accurate to the Japanese translation so that it wasn't as racist. Oh! Kind of makes sense. Yeah, they end with the verb. Kind of weird because he's in black and white and changed it again to perfect English. He's speaking Unovan. Oh. Okay. He's a New Yorker. Okay, tell you mine secret, will I? Machine parts sealed by me. Hide it. I did in Gym of the Cerulean. Near inflatable tube. Put it, I did. Look for Gym at, but you forget me not. Beat you for sure, will Team Rocket. You say what? Team Rocket bye-bye a go-go? Broken up, it says you? Oh no, should I do what now? On from me. I my country go home. Make Team Rocket, I will. Goodbye, so long.
We inform the thief that Team Rocket is no longer operating and thus he has no more options in Kanto. We let him go, hoping that he'll receive the supports he deserves to lead a fulfilling life, instead of one perpetuating a cycle of crime or potentially being trapped by the prison industrial complex for life. At that, we grab the machine part from the gym, where he left it, and we zoom on back to the power plant. Thanks to us, power is restored. Train enthusiasts everywhere can rejoice. Yippee! Now that our crime-stopping days are mostly over, we head back to Cerulean in hopes of getting wet, only to be disappointed once again. Not all hope is lost. We catch Misty in her much-anticipated romantic moment.
There she is. We waddled out of there. Why did you have to show up and bug us now? Do you know what they call people like you? Cuckolds! You heard me right, cuckold!
Cuckold! Cuckold! Cuckold!
What's a cuckold?
Oh, those badges you have. Are they Johto badges? If you have 8, you must be good. Okay then, come to Cerulean Gym. I'll be happy to take you on. I'm Misty, the gym leader in Cerulean.
After, as a little aside, I spent some time stimming in puddles.
Did anyone notice that? Wait. When you run across the water makes the same drum beat as the song. Not good timing, but anyway. That was neat.
Finally, it's time to get wet.
It's time to get wet. We're getting wet in Cerulean Gym. Wet in Cerulean Gym. Wet. Wet in Cerulean Gym. Wet. I saved my game. I'm good boy. Also, her diving board is the trans flag. Holy shit, Misty's a transbian. I was expecting you, you cuckold.
We splish, we splash, we rock and roll.
Go back. Whoa! Wow! Masterful gambit.
I hate water, especially wet water.
Good timing! I'm fighting the water gym. I gotta heal. Yeah. Get suckled. You call me a cuckold, I get you suckled.
Honeysuckle takes the scene and knocks out Misty's Starmie like no one's business.
Yeah!
That is, until she sends out Golduck. Misty goes rogue and uses 3 full restores and disables Jackfruit's best counter.
3? I'm gonna fart on your gold duck. That was mean!
Luckily, things end swiftly.
There. Looks like this is it.
Things were wet, and things were wild.
You are really good. I'll admit that you are skilled. Here you go. It's a Cascade badge. It's just that I have a team that is really good against water types.
Before any other adventures continue, we make one thing clear. It's time to ride the choo-choo.
Thanks to someone who got the power plant up and running. It was me!
Except, we don't have a train pass.
I'm sorry, but you need a Magnet Train pass to get on the Magnet Train.
The only way to get the train pass is by heading to Vermilion Pokemon Club and getting the Clefairy doll that Copycat lost and returning it to her.
Before the Magnet Train station was built, there was a house here. A little girl who was called Copycat used to live in it. My first assumption is the Pokemon fan club. Hello, Clefairy. I could never catch one, so I'm making do. Oh, I was right. I mentioned that last week. Girl who lost this Pokédoll is sad. Okay. Could you take this Pokédoll back to the poor little girl?
However, along the way we run into Steven Stone, of all people.
Hi, my name is Steven. Stevan Devon.
Who gives us intel on Latios. But that's the least of my concerns. I'm here for one thing and one thing only. To ride the choo-choo!
I must go. Our journeys cross again. Yep, I'll probably battle you later. Yay, that's my Clefairy Pokédoll. Okay, I'll give you this Magnet Train pass as I promised.
Yeah.
Mind the gap.
Before the adventure continues, I blow some steam dressing up my Pokemon in Goldenrod.
Check this out. Cigarette.
Ho ho.
This is called coolness. Let's make a kawaii dragon fruit. Yeah, it'll be holding a fan in its tail. I guess it can wear it like that, with like the bow on top, and then as a garter. The one with the confetti. Yeah, just like above. Yay! This one I want to call... just song? Yeah, I don't know. Fruity song. Well, that was a fun burn of time.
We make a quick jaunt back to Lavender Town to stop by the radio tower. Now I can
awaken the Thmumlinks and get the Bortuben schmicked from it. Yeah, you're right. I can do that.
Once the Smunklinks has been awakened after his bender on twining sleepy time tea,
There you go. Dude had too much of the sleepy time tea.
we capture him and aptly name him Millen since he's big. Like a melon.
Melon. It looks big like a melon.
Noticing the time,
Wait, no, it's 10:30 already. Holy shit.
I hastily ask for chat's input on what to do and head to Celadon City to fight Erica real quick. Or at least I hope it's real quick, just like the previous 2 gym battles.
This gym is great. It's full of sexy women.
Sounds like a good time to me. One charming feature about SoulSilver I've yet to mention is how cute the individual buddy reactions are, especially when in specific environments.
Here seems happy to have taken a shower. That's funny. That's cute. Okay, what's Pomegranate say? Oh! Pomegranate seems unhappy to have taken her shower. Oh, buddy. I love that animation. The There's no way. I can't let some unknown trainer go straight to Erica. You can go gay to Erica, though. Like I did.
You are gay.
Anyway, we go gaily to Erica after meeting Beauty Julia, the classy trains girl.
How can I get you to understand my hobby? Which is talking in a deep voice.
And a sweet interlude from our favorite silly resident voice actor, Nana.
You go, Beauty Julia. She's a trains girl. She works on the magnet train. That's her day job. She does that thing some trans girls do when they talk in their femme voice and then just to be quirky use their deep voice at the end of their talks. I love that.
I'm so glad that we could have so much fun together, and I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, Link. Come back when you're a little richer. Okay, bye-bye.
Like that.
The kindness of a woman and the strength of a man. I want to be a trainer with both those qualities.
Julia's based. The most based trainer in this entire gym.
We stan Julia.
I shall not lose.
Erica proves to be tricky against my lack of short-term memory.
Also, Goji's fucking awesome.
I spend most of the battle forgetting that Sunny Day boosts any Pokemon with the ability Chlorophyll and allows Solar Blade to be used in 1 instead of 2 turns.
Oh dear. I thought Solar Beam you had to wait. Oh, did the round already happen? I just didn't pay attention? Oh, because the sun is out. My bad.
I'm always in a state of forgore.
Ring out? What the heck is ring out? That was cruel and unjust.
Either way, the battle is easily won.
Yay, I did it. Looks like I underestimated you. I shall give you the rainbow badge.
I obtain the rainbow badge.
And slay. And yas.
Let me out.
I fight my way out of Erica's maze and call it a night after a rather eventful few hours.
Yeesh.
During the week between streams, I did some fun stuff off camera, obtaining the shiny roaming beasts from the old GameStop mystery gift, an actual Raikou whom I named Honeydew.
And as I was hunting Centrets, I ran into the actual Raikou.
Jirachi, Mew, Celebi, the latter whom we will need later, and the ability to use ball capsules.
So your boy's got ball capsules now.
The evening starts off with some adventuring around Celadon. We start off in the condominiums. At the top floor, we are told a silly, scary story.
Let me recount a terrifying tale. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who was given a new bicycle. He wanted to try it right away. He was having so much fun that he didn't notice that it was already dark. While riding home in the pitch black night, the bike suddenly slowed. The pedals became heavy. The bike began slipping backwards as if it was dragged by someone. It was as if the bike were cursed and tried to drag him into oblivion. The boy had been riding uphill on the cycling road.
I just need to do some bad shit like that.
In hindsight, my delivery here was kind of stupid, though the microphone cutting off my shriek is kind of funny. Inside the same condo complex is the always lovable Game Freak cameo. I temporarily forget who the hell Lyra is and meet the staff.
Who's Lyra? Hi, Fruity. Guess what? The sound designer over there showed me something cool. It's a high-tech retro machine to listen to music from the Game Boy. He said he'll give it to anyone who's collected all of the Kanto badges. Why don't you go for it, Fruity? See ya!
Only a few more badges before I can get the very special item.
I am the programmer. I am the planner. I come with great ideas. I am the president here.
Chat redeems a rather repetitive sing mode, and I'm forced to take comedic measures.
And now we are in sing mode. Filling up your Pokédex is tough, but don't give up. You can do it. You can buy anything that you want. Do I sound like their sales representative? There is a brand new song for me to sing, and I feel better now. What? That's not enough. I did it! I survived sing mode.
We roam around the department store, meet the kind gentleman who understands life living on the Hudson River.
Grimer started up here recently. You see the pond in front of the house? It has Grimer too. I wonder where they came from. It's okay, buddy. We all have the Hudson River in our soul.
And lament that we never got a minigame for participating in the eating contest.
The eat-thon contest. I never dreamed of such a wonderful thing. Please don't talk to me now. What's gonna come out of my mouth? Really, an eat-thon contest. We can't serve you right now, sorry. I always wondered why I couldn't participate. They should have made a minigame where you could eat. I wanna eat. Let me eat.
After that, we move on to riding down the cycling road. Some battles are to be had.
How dare you burn my honeysuckle? Honeysuckle on these nuts.
And amidst our battle against many bikers, we receive an odd phone call.
Lyra, what do you want? I once caught a whiff of Meryl's scent. It smelled like a dust mop. I was so surprised. That's why I've decided to give it baths more often. You called me just to say that. Why do you think I want to know about how stinky your Meryl is?
You know whose phone call is worth our time?
What do you think of my engine imitation? It's wonderful. I'm very proud of you, Biker Ernest. With the Teddy Ursa! That's so cute! I'm gonna electrify it. Please, we trade phone numbers and be best friends. He's so earnest. We don't put out any exhaust fumes. We're a biker club that's kind to nature. I love that! Like I said, he's an earnest guy.
Honestly, we stan Biker Ernest in this club. You know who else we stan? Charles the Heartbreaker.
What about Charles the Heartbreaker? Yes! Yes!
For context, in Gen 5, there's an NPC named Biker Charles who teaches the player how to do rotation battles just to get the attention of a girl he likes. He's most often well known for his repeating phrase, "I'm a heartbreaker. My name's Charles," over and over.
I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. I wanted to get the attention of a girl I like, so I learned a new style of Pokemon battling. Its name, Rotation Battle. Want to learn about it? You've got a good attitude, don't ya? I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles.
His name is Charles, and he's a heartbreaker.
Whoever this girl is, I hope she knows what she's missing out on. Swoon! Next stop in our adventure is Fuchsia City. Here we prep for our next gym battle.
Koga's daughter succeeded him as the gym leader after he joined the Elite Four. Oh, good for Koga.
Of course, after some stimming.
Ooh.
We meet a cute femboy in Janine's gym that restores our faith in humanity.
That's right, I'm a boy. What's wrong with a boy dressing up as Janine? Nothing. I see right through you, you vociferous femboy. It's Bulbasaur.
We easily reach Janine, but the battle itself doesn't go as easily.
I love the way that its back sprite animation goes, hey!
Much of her team I run through with ease. In other moments, her use of full restores only boosts the fact that my team has a severe lack of super effective attacks, especially when it came to Janine's Venomoth.
Get plumed on. Oh. Never mind! Don't get plumed on! So anyway... Yo, Sludge Bomb sucks! I believe in you, Honeysuckle, and then I'll start reviving if you die? Wake up, Pomegranate. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible. I'm gonna waste a turn with Pear just for healing's sake. I still love you, Pear. It's called strategy.
Thank God her final Pokemon is something I have extra effectiveness against, right? Minus the fact I have to earn the satisfaction of a one-hit KO after several rounds of being confused.
Oh! Whoa! I see you have defeated Koga, my father, and a member of the Elite Four to come here. No wonder wonder you are strong. You've definitely won. Here, take the soul badge.
Thanks.
I'm gonna really apply myself and improve my skills. I want to become much better than both my father and you.
With Janine down, that gives high hopes for the final 3 gyms, which we have decent counters against. As a little treat for surviving a tough battle, I decide to kick back at Pal Park. If it still worked...
Hey, what's the Pal Park? Let's check it out. Unless I can't access it.
I temporarily forget the name of my rival, Tom Ado, and schmooze with my fans.
No way! Tomato! This is a reference to the anime. My son is a big fan of yours, Fruity. Are you that famous? I mean, I'm just a little guy. I came to see Fruity's catching show. Wow, Fruity, are you for real? I've never done a catching show. Why am I famous at catching? 6 of the currently caught Pokemon can migrate to the game. Oh. Yeah. I can't do that. Cool.
Then come to the depressing revelation that, much like the fun games of the Sevi Islands being a feature I cannot access, I disappointedly leave town. Instead of my little treat for surviving a tough battle is XP grinding on Route 15. Whoopee.
Let's battle, I won't lose. Are you sure about it?
After an hour and a half of XP grinding, I cut through Diglett Cave and head to Pewter City. On the way there, we run into Oak's aide, who calls us out.
So are you Fruity? Sorry, Fruity.
I get all the way to the end of the route, only to find I need cut. Annoyed, I run back to Vermilion to grab Strawberry so I can cut the stupid little tree. With bedtime looming ever closer, I have no choice but to do a quick rush to Brock, just as I did with Sabrina and Erica.
My boy Brock. He's Brock solid. You look really rockin'. And rock-type Pokemon have high defense. Battles could end up going a long time. Is it gonna go a long time?
Luckily, I have more than enough super effective counters for this gym.
1-hit KO. I have to win these battles. Sorry, Jerry. Watch me do it again.
Bye!
Or if I Brock.
I save for the first time in 3 hours and get ready to show off against Brock.
I have not saved all day. It's my trusty drying pan! I'm Brock, the Pewter Gym Leader. My Pokemon are impervious to most physical attacks. You'll have a hard time inflicting any damage. Will I?
I knock off Brock's rocks with an easy pair sweep.
It itches, it itches. What itches?
The only remaining question? What did he mean by that? The world will never know.
1-hit KO entire team. Your Pokemon's powerful attacks overcame my rock hard resistance. You're stronger than I expected. Go ahead and take this badge.
Convening once again the following week, we get straight down to business, meeting a kind old man who gives us a rainbow wing, the very item needed to encounter Ho-Oh. We also meet with Steven Stone and his little nerd friend who examines our Enigma Stone and informs us it is what is needed to encounter Latios.
People who dedicate themselves to what they believe stand out in a crowd. But my passion is no less than yours. Wow, the thing you have. The stone is so mysterious. Something seems to be shining inside. The stone is modest, yet hiding something wonderful. You should have it studied by experts. I will check it. Can you hold on for a second? Thank you for your patience. It took me a little while, but I have confirmed it. It is an orb that contains what is called Soul Dew.
So many legendary items so early on. The adventure continues after several minutes of discussing plushies and our autistic behaviors surrounding plushies.
We should rob Steph of all their plushies and caffeine. No! No! Those are my coping mechanisms. Every trans person needs to have plushies and caffeine. Sure, it's like if someone were to rob me of my plushies right now, seeing that I can't hear. As a kid, until I was like 14, but even sometimes now, whenever a plushie of mine fell off the bed, I feel so bad. I had to pick them up and dust them off and kiss them and apologize and tell them I love them. And for bed, I made sure all of them had sufficient blankets so they're not cold at night. I had to kiss each of them and tell them good night. That is so cute! I used to do similar things. When I was a little kid, I would line up all my Beanie Babies. So I would put them in concentric circles. Or other times, I would, I had like this book on, it was like the Muppet Babies Dictionary or something, and I would pretend I was teaching my Beanie Babies, and each Beanie Baby was a different Muppet from each letter of the alphabet or whatever. Sometimes, whenever I was getting dressed, I would individually turn around each and every single plushie on my bed. No matter how many I had, I'd turn them all around because I didn't want them to watch me to get dressed. Then, when I was dressed, I'd turn them back around. And then, whenever we were going to my grandmother's house, I put them all in a duffel bag because I'm not leaving any of them behind. They're a unit. Those Beanie Babies stay together.
Latios immediately appears as we exit the museum.
I can feel that Latios is full of fighting spirit. I'd love to challenge it, but I'll let you go for it. Oh, we're doing this now? Latios, queen.
It painfully takes 10 minutes, but the legend is acquired.
Yeah! Yeah! Woo.
We give it the name Rabutan and force it into a box as punishment for teasing me for so long.
Impressive. I don't think you had to give everything you've got, and that scares me. Oh, I never got your name, but I won't ask for it this time. Our fun will have to wait for the right time. That was really kind of ominous. I'm the champion, and he doesn't even know my name and wants to know it? Okay, whatever. Steven, I know your name. Don't you want to know mine?
Serendipitously, because it is a Monday, I'm able to enjoy the Clefairy event, which I mentioned was an event I've oddly never done before. So we head that way, running into some fun characters, such as the famously beloved Shorts Boy.
Call me Shorts Boy!
Huh? Hey! You guys are wearing knickers too! That's so cool! You're the same as me! I am Nikolai the Knickerbocker! And obviously you're Knickerbockers too! That's awesome!
Listen, we are not wearing knickers. These are plain old shorts.
I don't think I want to be called a bocker.
Who is named
Regis?
Since when?
Since when was his name Regis? Regis is not a youngster's name. Regis is an old guy's name.
Amidst my battling towards Mount Moon, after much anticipation, our beloved dragon fruit finally evolves.
Well, bam.
I finally know joy now that my Pokemon actually matches its representative fruit photo. Yay! Continuing on, we enter Mount Moon, only to be met by Tomato.
Oh my god.
Tomato proves to be quite a challenge. His Typhlosion one-shots Honeysuckle with a flamethrower, leaving me stunned.
What?
I'm poorly equipped for this fight as well, having no healing items that would aid in the constant paralysis of my team. Last minute, Goji continues to prove amazing and knocks out the rest of Tomato's team, who continues to be a sore loser.
Mamma mia! My training's still not good enough. My Pokemon are so weak it makes me frustrated, but I can feel that they are getting better after each battle. They're still too weak. I need to give them more training. I know. I should take them to Dragon's Den. See it.
We continue on through the tunnel, confused by how short the tunnel seemed compared to my memory.
Wait, this is the exit?
Either way, we meet the Clefairies and watch them dance in the moonlight. Only to abscond like little children getting caught doing something they shouldn't be doing. Back in the cave, we meet one of the Clefairies, instantly catch one and name it Pink Lady after the apple varietal. Before heading on to the next badge, Nana gives a delightful interlude as a pigeon.
Hello, Oko-san. Are you looking for the pudding? You're a good pigeon. You're a pretty bird. You got the mannerisms down pat.
What a delight that inspires me to push ever onward, especially in the wake of Viridian Forest's underwhelming experience, including the most divisive discourse of all time coming straight from the wise bug catcher Abner.
There are many people out there who prefer solid bug Pokemon over squishy bug Pokemon. Okay, Abner, I don't think that's a conversation a lot of people are having. You are? Slimy yet satisfying.
And the trainer with some severely over-leveled Metapods who should really invest in letting them kids evolve.
Why do you have a level 52 Metapod? Evolve it already! Why do you have a level 56 Metapod? What are you waiting for?
To be fair, after we roast this kid for not evolving his Pokemon, he goes and roasts us in return.
Has anyone ever told you that from behind you look like a Venonat? Chat, is that true? Do I look like a Venonat from behind? I don't think so. Oh man, that kinda hurt.
Ouch. It still stings. We arrive in Viridian hoping to fight the gym, only to get intel from the Poke Center that the gym leader is away.
I heard that the gym in Cinnabar is gone. I wonder what became of Blaine, the gym leader. Where in the world is Viridian's gym leader? I want to challenge it. Oh, okay. Okay, that solves that.
On top of that, Cinnabar Island's gym has been destroyed. Luckily, I know where to go. But if I had never played this game before, I would have been very confused. I meet some other NPCs before heading out, and once again get just desserts for roasting the innocent townsfolk.
You put a lot of thought into naming your Pokemon. Yes, I do, actually. There's Speary, a Spearow, and Ratty, a Rattata. How original. That's too zoomed in. That scared me. get scared by my own zoom.
Never a dull moment. Speaking of, we decide to leave a little present for Blue and run off like nothing happened.
Hey, Rit's been away. He hasn't called either, so I have no idea where he is or what he's been doing. Well, I'm gonna go poop in his bed. I pooped in his bed.
Oh snap, there he is. Just don't make eye contact with him.
Who are you? My name is Blue. I was once the Kanto champion, although it was short-lived thanks to Red. Anyway, take a good look around you. A volcano erupts and just like that, the whole town disappears. We can go on winning and losing in Pokemon, but if nature so much as twitches, we can be overwhelmed in a second. You want to battle me for real? Show me how many Kanto badges you got. 6. You're not ready to battle me. Damn, bro.
We don't have enough badges to battle him, and so we surf over to Seafoam Islands after several battles. We steel ourselves for a long trek through the caves, and...
Ooh, it's up here. Oh, okay. Hold on. It's puzzle time!
Okay, guess I'll go do some puzzles and battles for a bit, and then come back.
I've grown to love swimming so much, I'm always in my swim trunks. Good for you. Swimmer Elmo. There's Bert, there's Ernie, and now there's Elmo.
Much like the last few streams, the gym battles are hastily challenged in the final hour after 2 to 3 hours of putzing about and being a silly goose.
I'm just rude! You know what, Debbie? You're not allowed to use that word. Yo, this gym has trainer and rocks in the way for armor building. It sure won't be easy to get to Blaine. But keep it cool and defeat the trainers one by one and you will surely find the path. It's time for you to get your honey suckled.
Yeah.
Waldo. I found Waldo! Hey, you. My gym on Cinnabar Island was burned down by the eruption, but I will not give up. Take a look at this cave. We have turned it into a gym, and I am still acting as gym leader. I'll give you the gym badge if you manage to defeat me. Are you ready? Here we go.
The battle against Blaine begins, and a fun fact is revealed.
Now you see where I got those fingers for my sprite. It's Blaine's fingers.
Blaine's battle goes as you'd expect it. His strategy of throwing up Sunny Day and confusing every Pokemon I send out.
Oh no. Not Sunny Day.
Makes it an uphill battle for the majority of the fight.
Great, now I gotta try harder. No! Don't confuse me, I'm just a little guy. Perfect. No! Whatever. Again? Get a life. Oh. Rip.
It's too hot today.
Okay. Status moves is what f***ed me up with Lieutenant Surge. I feel like that's what's gonna f*** me up with Blaine.
His Rapidash parahaxes me.
Ouch!
But RNG gives me a critical hit, saving me from a whole lot more pain than expected.
Thank you, Dragon Fruit, for critting. Awesome. I've burned out. Take this volcano badge.
The badge is mine.
My puns are very on the nose.
Only one more to go. We zip on over to Cinnabar to show Blue who's who.
I got your 7th badge. We're waiting for you.
And catch a ride to Viridian City to prove our mettle.
Yo, Legend of the Making, the floor here is unstable, so you should put away your Pokemon now. The gym leader is a guy who battled the champion 3 years ago. He's no pushover. Give it everything you got. Okay.
Which is really just 20 minutes or so of me stumbling around on the arrow floor tiles gracefully. The fights also proved to be challenging as to be expected.
Okay. That's a team. Oh. I don't have anything really good that doesn't hurt. This charge should take out a Azumarill. Oh, I lied. This is a tough one. Cool.
Wow, my head's spinning!
I get to Blue after ceaselessly stumbling.
Alright, here we go. Yo, finally got here, huh? I wasn't in the mood at Cinnabar, but now I'm ready to battle you. You're telling me you conquered all the gyms in Johto. Johto's gyms are that pathetic. Hey, don't worry about it. I'll know if you're good or not by battling you right now.
Right out of the gate, Goji gets nearly knocked out by a not very effective move. While a super effective move only leaves the opponent at half health, I use the opportunity of often missed rock-type moves to set up some dragon dances.
Oh, bad bitch, you can't kill me.
Only to have the moment squandered by Blue's Gyarados.
I got a dragon dance. It's gonna do it again, I bet. Oh no! Oops. That's okay.
And I learn of Machamp's no-guard ability, knocking a maxed revived Goji out of the sky.
Let me get the f*** out of here. Woo.
Bird up.
Uh-oh. What? What the f***?
Bird down.
What? It never misses? I hate that.
Move after move from a champ leaves the team decimated. It is then I perform some magic?
Anyway, Anyway, hi.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens at all.
Nothing happened at all.
Save's coming. In the hopes to set up some dragon dances, Executor sets up Trick Room, and Arcanine's Intimidate sets me back a few pegs.
Is that bad? So with the Trick Room and Intimidate, my dragon dance is now null.
Mid setup, the worst possible thing happens. Roar!
I'm so beefed. Is now all my setup void?
Arcanine's Roar decimates my progress. Pain. Back to the grindstone. Executor uses Trick Room once again. I oust the Executor after some close calls. Rhydon, on the other hand, once again ruins my setup.
Oh no.
Suffering. All chances to stack against Machamp are completely gone.
Hell yeah, Pear. You're the best. My life is unending torture. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Machamp. Okay. Machamp was the one that I was nervous about. Let's see what Goji can do.
Last-ditch effort, Goji proves itself through the power of Aerial Ace, one-shotting our biggest fear easily, bringing us to the top.
Yeah! Cool, we did it.
With the rewards reaped, I take a well-deserved bedtime observance until the following week.
It contains Trick Room. Get out of my gym. Fam, we did it!
With the badges of Kanto complete, many more adventures are to be had. Our homeboy Professor Oak rewards our hard work with the rock climb HM.
Good to see you. This is what I've wanted to give to you. It lets you do shit. That hidden machine contains the move Rock Climb.
And lets us have access to Mount Silver.
Those badges are... Wow! You have not only become the Johto champion, but you've collected all Kanto badges. Well done. Tell you what, Fruity. I'll make arrangements so that you can go to Mount Silver.
But before we can explore to our heart's content, there is a must-do. Head into Game Freak and Celadon and getting the GB sound card, or at least something as close to it as the DS could handle at the time.
I'm the sound designer. Oh, you've collected all Kanto badges already. I'll give you something cool for that. Yeah. Turn it on and GB Sounds will let you hear some nostalgic sounds. Yeah.
Anyway, on Mount Silver, or at least until chat tells me that I'm most certainly not ready for Mount Silver.
I guess it's a good time to note that I didn't take my Adderall today. Then you're definitely not ready for Mount Silver.
Instead, we start off with going for Ho-Oh now that we have the Rainbow Wing from Pewter City.
That thing you have! You have done it. Please, come through.
Okay. You may enter. Yes, you may enter. Thanks for the crystal.
Yeah, thanks for that. Not many people bring the crystal.
From here, the sage lets us enter, and the maze begins. It's moments like this that remind me how much I miss Pokemon games giving fun storyline quests and complicated puzzles to find legendary Pokemon. This, of course, being compared to codes you can redeem and then legendaries placed in your box with zero pomp or circumstance. Bring it back, Game Freak! I dare you! It appears that the twisting mazes of Bell Tower is further increasing the onset of madness.
I've always wanted to touch a beluga whales. They got those big old heads. I just want to touch it, see what it feels like. Like, anybody else curious what that feels like? No? Why? It's squishy, right? I just want to take their little heads and go, and then see if I press hard enough, but like gentle enough that it like leaves fingerprints the way that like you hold your fingers on someone's skin and then you watch your fingerprints go away after moving your fingers away.
After the twisting and turning labyrinth, our metal is tested. Now, time to test our patience against the legend that is Ho-Oh.
Woo! I can't put it to sleep, but whatever. Ooh! Am I gonna have to say please like I did with Mewtwo? Alright, we're gonna throw out Pomegranate and try something. I want to see if doing a ineffective move will bring the health down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Perfect.
With plenty of patience, we are rewarded handsomely.
Yeah.
and we have just the perfect name. With that, our next adventure on the docket is one of mythical status. When Heart Gold and Soul Silver was released, Game Freak added some extra story elements to help cement the timeline and add more lore that connects the games from Gen 1 to Gen 2. This is shown through an eye-opening adventure called Fateful Encounter, where Celebi takes us through time to see the rise and fall of Team Rocket and how our actions affected the timeline. First, we bring our totally legit GameStop Celebi into Ilex Forest so we can bring it to the shrine. Our so-called oft-forgotten rival, if you can call her that.
Hi. I don't know if you... What was that?
Goes back in time with us to the distant year of 3 years ago. It is here that we see Tom Ado's tragic backstory of what led him to a life of crime and assholery.
I keep forgetting the name of Tom Ado!
He argues with his father, who is Giovanni, and dramatically shouts about his cowardice at failing to keep the rocket regime alive.
You told me you were number one in the world. What are you gonna do now? One must acknowledge one's defeat, or he can move on. I will go solo for now, so that one day I will form a stronger organization. What aspect of you was number one? Gathering so many only to be defeated by a mere child? Putting together the potential of many is how you produce a huge power. That's what an organization is. That's the strength of an organization. I failed to make the best use of my subordinate's potential, but you shall witness one day the revival of me and my Team Rocket. I don't understand you. You don't make any sense. One day, you will understand. I don't want to understand you. I will never become someone like you. A coward when you're alone and acting like a tyrant when you're in front of other cowards. I will become a stronger man all by myself. All by myself.
He catches us eavesdropping on his canon event, and Girly McGirl rival cluelessly dawdles along.
Oh shit. What are you staring at? Yo! What were they talking about? The revival of Team Rocket? They say that Team Rocket was removed from the Kanto region by a child 3 years ago. So this really is 3 years ago? Girl is so out of the loop.
Celebi sends us on another short burst through time, and now we stand in a cave with Giovanni as he listens to the very radio broadcast we helped stop in Goldenrod not so long ago.
I have to warn you that this is not a place for kids like you. Huh? That's the guy we just saw arguing with that boy. You have a certain look. It reminds me of the kid who stood in front of me 3 years ago. You have the same eyes. I'm on my way to Goldenrod City to answer the call and join my team. Are you going to get in my way? 3 years ago? Goldenrod City? Could this be the one that the radio was trying to reach? Giovanni, their boss?
Rivalina has no sense of tact, nearly giving away our status as time travelers that are simultaneously kicking Team Rocket's ass. But luckily, Giovanni can only hear on a specific frequency that is exclusive from oblivious bimbo postulations.
It can't be. Fruity, you solved this case already. It's my song. This is the radio tower. This is the radio tower. We are pleased to declare Team Rocket's revival. Giovanni, can you hear us? We have finally made it. My old associates need me. Team Rocket will be born again, and I will rule the world.
It is here that we fight Giovanni and easily send him to the Shadow Zone.
James is wearing a binder. It's still happening. I'm beating them right now, but I'm also right here. Also, what just happened? How did that get killed by a berry?
We kiss Giovanni in his fancy hat goodbye.
What in the world are you? I'm Fruity, that's what.
He does the same thing to his dreams of continuing Team Rocket's criminal grasp.
How is this possible? The past 3 years have been a waste. How could a kid like you manage to destroy my dream once again? The precious dream of Team Rocket has become little more than an illusion. Hey, where's Giovanni gone? What if he's listening to our broadcast? They keep calling for their boss. I feel sorry they don't know he's not coming. After this, Fruity, you'll defeat them. Wait a second. Fruity, you're still here. Then who will defeat Team Rocket? Me. It's happening at the same time. Not again. I've had enough. Please let me go back to my time.
Celebi finishes its antics, bringing us back to the present.
Traveling through time sure doesn't feel good. I'm all wibbly wobbly. Hey, my Meryl. I missed you so much. Wait a second, so we must be back to our time. It was also...
Lyra stands still confused and monologuing like a Saturday morning cartoon with morals and all.
We can say all's well that ends well, right? Fruity, you never cease to inspire great adventures. I better get going. See ya!
Minus her, we stand fulfilled. that satisfying mission complete, that leaves us one more legendary adventure to be had. We're back at it again in Cerulean Cave and attempting our second chance save of using the Ronald McDonald method, hoping we don't fail the Klasky Supo Clown Man this time.
No thanks, I'm just going to follow the walls, just like Ronald McDonald taught me.
We excruciatingly crawl through the dark for what feels like hours. It was actually 20 minutes. Only to squander it all on one misstep that lands us back to the entrance of the cave!
Please don't tell me that I
return to Cerulean Cave minutes later with a Togepi that knows Flash and several repels in my bag.
I have a flasher, and I have some repels. Take two! Take two, everybody! No more Ronald McDonald method. F Ronald McDonald. Me and the homies hate Ronald McDonald. Okay.
After a delightful internet crash, the adventure continues, and in a much more efficient manner. Not long into our spelunking do we run into the granddaddy of all legendaries.
Oh, I was not expecting it to be literally right there. Okay.
Unlike last time, the battle is not as bad of a struggle. One simple please and a side order of begging, and Mewtwo is mine.
Alright, I'm gonna say please. Please, Mewtwo. I really am just the littlest of guys. Please, Mewtwo. I said please! That was the magic word! Let this be a lesson to you all. Say please, and things will come your way.
Congratulations, you won. Okay. Alright.
Little does it know that it will come in clutch much later on.
Yeah, you're prune. I'm prune to you that I can catch this Mewtwo real quick.
This is bad comedy.
From there, chat directs me that the best course of action from here is my re-challenge of the Elite Four. They inform me that I'm absolutely not ready for this and will have my ass handed to me. I blindly ignore them and waltz on in. A grueling 29-minute battle ensues against Elite Four Will.
Alright, Will. Will you let me win?
No. Much of the battle involves struggling to get off hits due to status-changing moves like Lovely Kiss and Reflect. Our team doesn't have many good options considering the only good we have is Goji, and many of Will's team members have moves devastating for flying types.
I just got squashed.
But with patience and totally not a single save state reversed, Will is defeated, and the challenge continues. Things from here still aren't looking good. Considering Koga is next and not a single member of my team has any good type matchups, nevertheless, I characteristically persist. Bring it on, Koga! The battle begins with Dragon Fruit versus Skuntank.
Farter!
Suspiciously, Skuntank uses several moves that don't affect Dragon Fruit in any way whatsoever. We use this opportunity to throw in several Dragon Dances so that we can get a waterfall sweep, until...
Does it know any other moves?
I'm speechless! I'm flabbergasted!
Oh my god, it did it again.
I'm gobsmacked. I'm tongue-tied. With patience, Skuntank is ousted. Swalot, while an inconvenience, is defeated. Toxicroak, also defeated, makes the mistake of raising my stats with a swagger.
Word!
And the rest of Koga's team is wiped.
He's like, high five, bruh! So anyway...
My hubris lives on in my soul as we head on to Bruno. It's already forecasted that Dragon Fruit is going to have to carry this battle as well. The unfortunate side of things is that Pokemon is 90% skill, 5% luck. RNG proves to be against me, so I call it a night and know for sure I'm going to forget everything important I learned today. The next week begins with me attempting to stuff my bird full of roids as preparation for Bruno.
Probably Goji too. Pump Goji full of vitamins. Why would it need... I don't know. Maybe it just wants to be a fast bird. Maybe just 2 vitamins is the edge that I need. I'm thinking about my pee-pee, okay? No, I don't need to use elixirs. My pee-pee is fine.
Cheer 1, they have a blue pill for that.
Thank you.
The gang doesn't believe in me, but I don't let that stop me. I attempt to hit the dreaded Machamp with a yawn to no avail. I also learn the pain of Machamp's no guard, which I assure you I will forget exists about a week after this video is published. Once the Machamp is downed, the rest of the party goes down with the help of dumb luck. Hariyama proves to be a bit of a jackass, but patience is rewarded. Next up is Karen. Once again, another team consisting of Pokemon that my team doesn't particularly have any good counters against. Luckily, 2 of my Pokemon, Honeysuckle and Jackfruit, had learned Signal Beam for the sake of type coverage. I put in Jackfruit in hopes of static taking effect. Right out of the gate, I feel immediate fear from Karen's Weavile.
Weavile's so fast!
I managed to paralyze it like I intended and get off a lucky confusion.
Okay.
making the Weavile sent to the Shadow Realm in no time. I attempt to use Spiritomb as a chance to get off some buffs on Dragonfruit. Spiritomb causes a heartache with its repetitive curse spamming, leaving my chance in the dust. Just when I'm ready to throw some more buffs on Dragonfruit after putting Karen's Honchcrow to sleep, she swaps out with Houndoom, confusing my strategy.
Houndoom?
I take it down with a few waterfalls and get ready to really knock out Karen's lights. When Honchcrow comes back around, I one-shot it with Ice Beam thanks to having Nevermelt Ice equipped.
You will not knock it out with one Ice Beam. You should go for it. I do have a Nevermelt Ice on. Nevermelt Ice comes in clutch.
Fighting Umbreon proves to be a repetitive nightmare due to being unaware of how tanky its stats are. With enough effort, I get a Yawn off as my only chance to do damage. And lastly, I get Absol down fairly quickly through the aforementioned dumb luck of confusion.
He hurt himself. It's fine.
37 minutes of struggling, and Karen is banished from the store with no chance of speaking with a manager. With the team healed, one more battle lies ahead of me. Lance. I am confident. Chat is not. Or at least until I see the level of the first Pokemon he sends out. Through the grace of Arceus, Pomegranate survives Garchomp's outrage and manages to eke out a yawn. Dragonfruit busts out a few Dragon Dances during Garchomp's nap and knocks it out with an Ice Beam. Disclaimer, I totally didn't save Scum during the battle. No sir, not me. Next up is Altaria, who starts to go down easily until it hits Dragonfruit with a Perish Song, ruining our chances of skating by with the boosted stats. Luckily, Dragonfruit one-shots Lance's Dragonite with an Ice Beam before it gets knocked out. Honeysuckle is up next against Gyarados, tanking its hits and busting out some Thunderbolts. One opponent left to go, and we all know how that's gonna go.
Dumb luck. Dumb luck.
I use Charizard's Hyper Beam to do some healing and show Pomegranate the best time of its life. My dumb luck comes into play as it repeatedly uses Air Slash? My assumption? Lance felt bad for me.
Maybe he felt bad for me. Thank you. Welcome to the Dumb Luck Show. You just watched me for an hour and a half skate by with the power of dumb luck.
Either way, the Elite Four vanquished twice, I hold my head high with pride and all my fruity friends as we enter the Hall of Fame for the second time.
Every single member here on my team was not found on a route.
All that remains in my quest is to tackle Mount Silver.
We did it. We're going to do Mount Silver now. Should I listen to Shrapnel and Orville and Nana and put Mewtwo on my team now?
Chat advises me that Prune, the Mewtwo, is the best option in surviving the horrors that await. My ass has no idea what awaits. I spend nearly 40 minutes teaching Prune some moves, some being more unlikely joke moves, like Drain Punch. Then away we go. I bumble around, climbing the mountain, expecting dangerous encounters that never occur.
I've never been to Mount Silver before. Don't know anything about it. Quag. That's a new command, by the way. Especially Quag.
We chat about bones as I slowly crawl ever higher.
What's the context? Why are you rubbing a bone? Oh, the knuckle that we got in the bone lottery. You think yours is a toe? Mine is shaped like a polar bear. Yeah, we went to the gay fair yesterday and there was a tent that had a bone lottery. Yeah, it's like a gotcha machine for bones. And I got knuckles.
Oh, no. Finally, we reach the snowy peak and I am filled with fear.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, you made it to him. Well, I can tell you what his first Pokemon is going to be.
What is it?
It's a Pikachu.
I don't have anything good for Pikachu.
It's okay. It's just a Pikachu, like Shrap said. It's not a powerful Pokemon or anything.
A lone trainer stands in front of us. The challenge begins. First out of the gate is Pikachu. I put Honeysuckle in front, hoping to use its Volt Absorb as an advantage.
I'm so smart. I'm the smartest person alive.
As I whittle the Pikachu to half health, the Silent Stranger Red withdraws to bring out Venusaur. To counter the Venusaur, I send out Goji, only for Red to withdraw the Venusaur when it also reaches half health. Then he does it again with his Blastoise. I catch on to the fact that Red is using my very super special battling technique. Swap scumming and healing is only okay when I do it, not when the NPC does it. Just wait until I get this kill in. Psych! I use this first 20 minutes or so as a fact-finding mission on how Red behaves, and then use that to inform how I battle him in a fresh save state. Not really. With the fresh save loaded, we start from square one of Pikachu versus Honeysuckle.
That was my around and find out method. Now I'm back to my other method where I actually think about things.
The Pikachu is predictably withdrawn to Venusaur. To counteract, I perform some save scumfury and allow Prune to take down the Venusaur in 2 shots. Amidst the stressful battle strategy, if you call it that, Chad engages in some important discourse on Mewtwo anatomy.
So every time I see Mewtwo, I just want to grab the handle on the back of its neck. Okay, I can do that. The tubule.
Next in line is Snorlax. Through the power of patience and endurance, this matchup of Snorlax versus Prune ends in a tie as they both get knocked out by the hail. In this moment, I realize that the hail will be a handy tool for later on, and it may be my only chance at getting through this battle. Lapras, the next Pokemon Red sends out, does not get damage from hail. I try to hit it with Focus Blast, only to miss the hit every time. Curse your 70% accuracy. But here is where our dear friend Drain Punch comes in clutch.
I'm just trying it out. If I use Drain Punch first, and then try Focus Blast, maybe it'll hit.
SoulSilver's outcome seed is determined from the start of the encounter, unlike games like Mother where the outcome is based on how many frames the player sits on the menu, or like more recent games where the outcome is more RNG based in real-time calculation. No matter how many times you do the same thing in SoulSilver, the outcome will never change. At first, Prune repetitively misses every Focus Blast needed to take down Lapras. But in the save where Prune uses Drain Punch as its first move, the subsequent Focus Blast does not miss.
If I use Drain Punch first, and then try Focus Blast, maybe it'll hit. Because this game just has horrible, like, it does the same thing every time no matter what you do, kind of thing.
You just want to justify teaching Mewtwo Drain Punch.
That too. See? My theory was right.
I feel immense pride in knowing that a joke move is the very thing that helps me get ahead. From here, the rest of Red's team is able to receive hail damage. I cycle through various states of reviving and healing my team as I watch the hail knock down each member of the enemy team to down 30% health and sneak in an attack before a full restore can be used. This works wonders against Blastoise and Charizard. I patiently skate by on my disorganized save states and healing items up until all that's left is the dread Pikachu Red swapped out at the start of the fight. I continue to use my strategy of reviving and healing over and over again, letting the hail whittle Pikachu's health down. As the battle continues, Honeysuckle enters the scene, ready to prove its worth. Pikachu becomes exhausted of all PP and the only damaging moves it can use against Honeysuckle, Iron Tail, and Quick Attack. But of course, I'm not aware that I had been battling this stupid rat for that long. With no other options left, Pikachu hits off with a Thunderbolt, healing Honeysuckle thanks to its Volt Absorb, and allows me to finally get off an attack.
Oh, what a moron!
Honeysuckle gets me the win as Pikachu is washed away.
It ran out of quick attacks.
Congratulations.
The silent stranger is gone after a tedious hour of labor.
He's gone. Enjoy the next 20 minutes by doing some Pokeathlon as a little treat.
What a better way to celebrate a torturous fight than to play some mini-games. We scoot over to Goldenrod City to play around in the Pokeathlon.
Oh my god, they're roommates. It's like those two guys right there.
First off, we try the stamina event.
They're good at being stamina. Welcome to the Pokeathlon. Today's event is stamina. Who will shine brightest today? Let's meet the competitors. You're not alone. Everyone is here competing against you. Team Fruity with Pomegranate Pear and Honeysuckle. That kind of tenacity is common in everyone. That spirit, that gutsiness. Use Drain Punch. Team Mary with Poliwag, Meryl, and Dratini. Team Manda with Mankey, Machop, and Tyrogue. And Kakuna, Metapod, and Pineco of Team Elaine. Alright, we're ready. Aim for the top. Let's Pokeathlon! Ring drop. Okay. This would be easier if I wasn't using a mouse.
I consistently set a new record in the first 2 rounds.
New record, 65 points. Second place. Okay. New record, last place. Clay Dome. Oh, I clicked out of it. I figured it out. Oh, fuck, I clicked out again. Fuck, this is so embarrassing. I was probably last place. Yep.
New record, last place. My only shot at redemption in the final round is the block break challenge.
Alright, time to turn them tables.
Due to my obsession with the classic browser idle game Cookie Clicker, I had this in the bag.
It's time for Cookie Clicker. Playing all that Cookie Clicker plays off. Which... 80 pieces, baby! I finally wanted something. Second, last, and first. Great job, athletes. Which team fought the hardest? We've got the results. Oh. That was very close.
We tried the stamina course a second time. I do marginally better in the earlier events, and still kick ass during the Block Crush event.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Calculating the round results, and...
Oh my god, I won! By 2 points!
We eke out the win with just a 2-point lead!
I got stamina, baby! Stamina in the sheets! Stamina in the sheets!
Stamina in the streets and stamina in the sheets, baby! At that, another episode of Postgame Palooza is concluded. How does the postgame of SoulSilver stand up? In short, this was a fun experience that never left me begging for more content. Game Freak proved so much in this remake of a classic by adding feature after feature. Whether it was small things like the classic GB sound card, mini games like Pokeathlon, or changing up trainer teams by adding Gen 4 Pokemon to the mix, SoulSilver kept me on my toes. Compared to many other Pokemon games, this is one that has hours and hours of content that could keep one playing for months on end. I'm sure that there are even more features I'm missing out on, such as the typical Battle Zone, Battle Tower type area that nearly every Pokemon game has. There isn't too much that doesn't hold up, especially since the game is incredibly polished. I would say that the major problem that both Crystal and SoulSilver face is the lack of trainers in between major fights. As already mentioned, while I could have made it easier on myself using the VS Seeker, I felt unprepared for many fights and my team ended up being severely underleveled. A better balanced game would include extra trainers so that one could feel more prepared for high-stakes battles without having to grind on the same handful of trainers. I also previously stated that Game Freak's decision of putting in the newer Pokemon in hard-to-access areas or late-game areas was a mistake. If they have the intentions of releasing a Let's Go Johto or any other game set in the region, I hope the game is more balanced in that way. Besides that, it would be awfully hard to beat the polish on this game in any other category. This is why I'm giving SoulSilver's postgame a 8.5 out of 10 star users. It may be hard to beat something with so much replayability and near endless content. Thank you for watching my journey through Johto and Kanto, and I'll see you next time for Postgame Palooza Episode 3, as we explore the postgame of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and bring back a very special team from a historical time in my streaming career. Thanks for supporting my content. I stream 3 times a week over at twitch.tv/TheBulbaBoy, and hold weekly community events in my Discord server. Supporting independent LGBTQ and neurodiverse content creators is free. Drop a follow, a sub, or a like. Share with a friend. And if you haven't heard it today, you're never alone and Bulba loves you. Bulba!